Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Token Games Podcast. I'm your host and sometimes referee, Zach Pearson, and today I'm joined by a one-man myth, the before summertime legend, a Dre Mayfield.
Greetings.
We're also joined today via text and possibly voice at random by a tandem combination of Private First Class Officers Cop and, of course, our returning champion, Romulus. From time to time, Officer Romulus will be spoken for by officers. So if you guys are confused why he's talking more than anybody, it's not because Officer's a chatterbox, but he's basically two people today. All right. Our first topic is, one that I'm pretty sure we all saw coming by this point. Disney potentially canceling everything in their mama. Disney has finally gotten the rights or have locked in the rights to pretty much everything under Fox Entertainment label, short of the news and journalism section, which, no one would really touch that shit anyway. Do you guys think they will keep all of Fox's current slate of movies that are projected to be released? Or are they going to cancel and nuke everything or most of the things? Why or why not? And we're going to start with you, Mr. Mayfield. So, Romulus, start typing out your question.
Let's see here. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Uh, I'm gonna say they're going to keep the projects going. They're most likely going to be recasting most. Um, yeah.
Are you on a
Probably
computer
will
or a
see.
tablet?
Oh no, I'm with my phone.
Oh, okay. Try not to move around too much because you keep randomly going in a place where you're getting like a radio type signal. But continue.
Okay. Let's see. Hmm. Yeah. They're gonna keep current movies and they're just going to recast some people because i.e. as we all know uh Wolverine, aka Hugh Jackman, he's no longer going to be
Am I the only one
replaying the
hearing that?
role. So more than likely, they're going to keep the projects. Mostly everyone from Wolverine to Stingray to Professor X to Magneto and all of the other mutants. And more than likely, what's going to happen is they might make this a little bit better than what Fox did with the current X-Men movies.
Why the fuck would you say a little bit better? That's like almost a
Well,
slap in the face to Marvel.
just hear me out on this one. Now, we can't say all of the X-Men movies were bad. We can only say a few, i.e., X-Men Origins Wolverine, X-Men 3. I'm pretty sure I'm missing another one, but I don't want to mention it. So, with that being said, Disney's just going to make it a little. Well, you know what? I'll change that. They're going to make it a whole lot better than what Fox ever did with the damn franchise movies.
There you go. Join the rest of us in the reality.
So, with that being said, Disney knows what they're doing at this point. So, it's only a matter of time before we can see an actual way better X-Men movie. It's only a matter of time.
Interesting. Officer, rebuttal?
Um. mm, From sounds of it, I think they're just gonna cancel everything and probably not release anything at all X-Men related next 3 or 4 years. Potentially, they might have gotten all of this in preparation for after they finish up, Infinity Wars. Maybe they'll start up, a bunch of X-Men movies. Keep people on the comic movie hype train.
Is it really a hype train at this point? It's more like a way of life.
I don't think it's a way of life quite yet. Getting close.
Just saying.
But yeah,
Most of
they're
the characters
probably
are
not
damn near
going to
50
do
years
anything with
old,
it right
so
away. Is my prediction.
But they could put X-Men characters in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Well, we know
Yeah.
Doom is coming, but the thing about Doom is that he's always had a low ass fucking value to Fox. They treated him like he was a one-of villain, which was fucking hilariously stupid because it's Doom, which I know sounds arrogant, but it's Doom, the Kanye of comic books.
Huh.
A boy can only dream.
Anyways.
Do we have a response from Romulus?
Hey, Romulus, you want to type a longer response? Because remember, he has to read the whole thing verbatim. So if he has to take 2-3 minute pauses in between reading your statements, it's going to look weird. Just let us know when you're done typing your full statement by typing the word end. Keep it simple. Well, I guess while we're waiting on that response, here's mine. All right. So, they're going to do what I like to call a non-healing factor nuclear option. So, y'all already see where I'm going with this. They're going to wipe everything off the face of this fucking planet, or they're going to work in the mutants getting wiped off the face of this fucking planet into their actual storyline. Save for the exceptions of Deadpool and Wolverine. Because the way Wolverine is structured, literally, you can pop him in anywhere. Because everything he does, and most of the things he does, don't make a lot of fucking sense.
To put it lightly.
The canonicity of Logan, as we all know, but they announced it way late, is standalone. So literally, that movie by itself, not only can it explain the entire Marvel thing, like the director of that was secretly in cahoots with Kevin Feige under the table to make it easy for them to transplant Wolverine into their shit. It's completely separate from everything else that's happened in the X-Men universe, the movie universe up to now. That movie is an isolated thing. So since it's an isolated thing, that makes it easier to transplant. But then after that, they could switch it on us and Wolverine could say, we're going to need a lot of help for this. Don't worry, I got some friends. And he calls up the X-Men and we found out they were secretly in hiding or something, or Professor Xavier used Cerebro, which he can actually do to go and, fuck with the vast majority of humanity or to keep them off of television and public broadcasts and shit like that. So I think everything that was going to happen isn't going to happen, or its production isn't going to be continued. And even if they use some of the same people, it'll be a completely different project because Disney knows there's no point in continuing what Fox does because it fucks up so much shit. But this also makes me curious what they're going to do with Quicksilver. Very, very curious.
Didn't they go and kill him off?
And he's alive in the X-Men continuity, remember?
Ah.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Coming? I fucking love that line because like he's forcing himself so hard to sound like he's a natural English speaker. I'm like, come on, man. You're from a German country. I'm more surprised there was a point in time where you even learned to speak English. You didn't see that coming? Ugh. It's adorably hilarious. All right, officer, go ahead and read Romulus' response.
It all depends upon the will of the mouse on who lives or dies because of how they have made their demographic. Also, I don't think they'll have all their newfound shows they've gained because they'll lose a lot of money from other wing of fans and I get what he's trying to say.
Feel free to explain it.
They aren't gonna, just go and get rid of it because there is money to be made from all those fans like X-Men, the various, all that kind of stuff that they got a hold of. So it would be foolish of Disney to not, bank in on that.
No, it wouldn't.
Immediately.
They have more money than God. They could literally drop all of that shit, start from scratch, and then piss on the money they've made. Why are we acting like the House of Mouse ain't got money?
Hmm.
I don't, that's the one thing I don't. I know that's not a you thing, but you're not. Let's just say that's a popular opinion, which is weird because most of the people out here saying this are people that fucking hated the old movies, which is weird. Oh, they're not gonna drop it. There's too much money. I'm like, bitch, you hate it. But that's not really a you thing. That's a other people thing. So, yeah. On to topic 2. Due to the licensing acquisition, do you guys think that this is the end of any individual Marvel movies by way of, for example, like you got somebody on a team and they get their own independent movie? Because as it stands right now, there were 3 in production on some level, whether pre or intermediate or post. Well, not post, which were Cable and the X-Force, Gambit, and the X-23 movie. Now, we're going to start with you this time, officer.
Well, the end of individual movies? I don't think so. They're still going to go with them. It makes for a very nice way to better elaborate on a character that they can't really do in those movies where, oh hey, we've got an ensemble cast. Now we've got to focus on a bunch of people at once. Well, we might have a hard time developing some of these people. It's, from a narrative perspective, a better idea just to keep these, individual movies around, I think. Well, that's just my say.
Okay.
As
Mr.
I wait
Mayfield?
for Romulus to type his response.
Mr. Mayfield?
Any individual Marvel movies?
4 team member characters. Basically, any individual X-Men movies.
So we
Besides
still
Wolverine,
on.
because
So we're
he
still
was
on
the
the
only one
whole
that got those.
mutant thing, right?
What?
Is it just with mutant? Are we still with? Is it? Are we talking about mutants, or are we talking about
Well,
just
I mean,
any
that's
individual?
any individuals that they got by Fox or from Fox through transitive properties, besides Wolverine, because he's had quite a few.
Hmm. No, I'm going to say it's not the end for any individual Marvel movies, and the only reason I'm saying this is
I mean,
because
Fox
there's still
movies.
hope. And last time I checked, um, we're not even going to mention the fact that Cable could be another direction they could go for an individual movie. But I will say this much: any Marvel character that Disney knows or Disney has ownership of, Disney's going to look over, m- more than likely make a blueprint out of it, and they're just going to see how it's going to be planned out. There's still hope for individual movies to be successful, just as Avengers were, just as Captain America, as Thor and Iron Man. And, well, let's see here.
Iron Man petered off
Um,
real quick.
kind of. I'm sorry. What was that?
No, I'm just saying Iron Man petered off real quick. It's like everything after the first movie was a slow decline. Luckily, I saw that shit coming, so I didn't even fuck with the third movie.
Well, being as it may, that I don't want to say they dropped the ball on 3, but it could have been better. That's all I can say.
Which means they dropped the
Um,
ball.
um, well, the whole Mandarin thing that could have been like,
Less racist?
well, it could have been portrayed a little bit better.
Less
Um,
racist. Gotcha.
well, that and it's kind of. It should be the right time for Black Widow to get her own movie. Just saying.
Oh yeah. Well, luckily that
Mm,
racist little fuckboy. We talked about this before you was on the podcast, but I'll go into explaining that after you finish what you got to say. That was some straight up bullshit.
Well, okay. Let's see here. I mean, there are so many potential individual movies that is a hold of that they can make the right moves to make it happen. It's only a matter of time for them to come out. Like, I know people might probably not even going to consider this character even important, but hey, I'm down for a Hawkeye movie.
All right.
Even though it might not seem that he wasn't that important in the Avengers, but hey, go ahead.
Yeah,
Let's get
yeah, like it's
let's get
entirely possible.
the origins.
Yeah.
Let's get the origins going,
Oh,
and
well, they could do a
we'll
double
know
Hawkeye
everything
movie
we
since
need to
there's
know
two Hawkeyes in Marvel.
besides the comics. Well,
I,
well,
I
being
would
that,
actually like to see that. I honestly I agree with that. All right, to answer
well,
your
that's pretty much it for me.
question or to quail some thoughts you've had rumbling. Marvel, well, if you exclude Disney, the highest ranked person is human garbage. Every stereotype of a terrible human being you can think of that existed for an old Caucasian person in this country exists in this motherfucker.
seriously? Damn.
Yeah, this guy's name was or is fuck was his name? Paul Murder. Murder. Wow. Paul Mutter. Or somebody Google the correct way to say it. Paul Mutter or some shit. This asshole is actually the main reason why Don Cheadle is playing War Machine, because he was on the set of Iron Man and he fucking went and pissed off basically the only black person in that entire fucking movie by saying something completely racist the second he met this man. Yeah.
Wow.
This
I'm
man,
sorry, he did what?
he said something completely racist to fucking Terrence Howard the day he met him on the set of Iron Man. And he fucking left the entire project once his contract was up. That's why we now have Don Cheadle as War Machine. So yeah. Anyways. All right.
Fuck.
Yeah. That quick. Like the second, like within the first 60 seconds of meeting this motherfucker.
That's just fucked up.
Yeah, Paul Mutter. Someone look up how to say his name.
I read
or actually just Google Paul Mutter scandal, and this man got a rap sheet that's decades long. I'm not even joking when I say that shit, by the way. So basically what happens is that the question came up when people started noticing they were specifically removing Black Widow from toys. Now, the original bullshit excuse was, oh, it's because she's an assassin. That don't mean shit. They still put her in Saturday morning cartoons, which aren't even on Saturday anymore. Rest in peace, Saturday morning. You will be missed sexually. Anyways, so what would happen is they replaced the motorcycle scene, which was actually pretty unique because that's an unreleased, incomplete, experimental prototype electric motorcycle made by Harley Davidson. That shit still isn't even out yet. And I think they've been working on it now for like 4 years, or it just finally came out last year. Yeah, I know my motorcycles, or at least I follow certain brands. So what happens is that this asshole went up to her and stated, and went up when people asked, why did you put fucking Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America on that motorcycle, even though we all know Widow was the rider, right? And his excuse was, oh, girls don't play with action toys. He just said that shit. That was his reasoning. Girls don't play with toys.
Foolish.
So that's when, the shit originally first hit the fan. And people started hearing about him, how he would treat his own Marvel staff, how he's a homophobic asshole. And the thing is, unlike almost everybody else you will ever hear about, all the shit was true. All of it happened. He's even in lawsuits that he can't possibly win, so he's just stalling for time. And I'm just sitting up here like, wow. Wow, bro.
That's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, he's a very fucked up individual.
Well then, shall I get to Ramos's response to this question?
I don't know who Ramos is, but yes.
Ramulus. I don't think they're going to get rid of the movies because thanks to their own individual appearance in group movies is how we get the individual ones. That's how we got movies like Deadpool. Plus, as Disney were talking about, they're a cash cow and they can easily rip off things.
Well, that's definitely a very realistic perspective. I mean, kind of a little dark, but you ain't wrong. You legit ain't wrong, bro. So, damn, I don't know what to say here.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess that'll work. Wow. Okay, so that aside, all right. So, did anybody not go?
I don't think so. That's everybody.
Did I go?
Think so.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. No, you probably didn't.
No, I didn't go. Okay. I think this is the end of individual movies, but let me put an asterisk on that for now, and let me tell you why. They know that there are two. Like everybody who owns a franchise know that your fan base can splinter or fracture. We all know that even if people got an interest in the comics from watching the movies, the comic book people aren't the only people seeing these movies now. We all know that. Hey Dre, don't you love yourself some Venom?
Yes.
And you own how many Venom comics?
One for now.
And you've liked Venom for at least what, 25, 27 years?
Yes.
Case in point. They know that there's a synergy that can happen when they're working with each other, and that one can build up the other. So to be honest, I feel like they're going to just throw all the X-Men that we know are cool and loved and have familiarity at us all at once. But then after that, we're going to get those individual, or we're going to get those duo/trio movies. Let's be honest. Everybody wants to see Rogue and Gambit fuck around with each other. We all know how it's going to end, but we all want to see it, don't we?
True.
Yep.
Anyways, so
True.
I feel like at least for maybe 4 years, we're not going to see an individual movie unless it's Wolverine, or if it is a Wolverine movie, it's not going to be him alone. It'll be Wolverine and the X-Men, which is actually a comic book and also a cartoon show that they did before. So the name is already right there under their ownership, at least on some level.
Didn't the cartoon get canceled or something?
Which was fucking stupid because it was good.
Hey man, that's how it goes.
Yeah, licensing fuck ups, but that's no longer an issue. Which is why I'm like, shit can go down. Like shit can legit go down. Now, but like I said, that's how I feels about the shits.
Boy, quick question though.
What?
Wouldn't there be a possibility if we wanted to see these movies happening that we have to buy their product?
What do you mean?
Like we had to keep buying the comics,
No,
we had to keep buying the
not.
toys.
Nope. I'm sorry, I'm gonna squash that right now. That's not the first time I've heard that, but no. Because first off, the barometer works in two ways. Who's the cheapest motherfucker we can put out there? Who's the expensive motherfucker we can put out there? Because if you look at all the Netflix movies, to the public consciousness, they are all nobodies with the exception of Punisher, because he has a series of failed fucking movies, or debatably good movies, but nobody bothered to watch them. That's how it is. Iron Fist, if you didn't play Marvel vs. Capcom 3, you probably didn't know who that motherfucker was. And the only reason people know him now is little kids, because they watched him Saturday morning when it was dying off, Superhero Squad shit. Because that's really the only show he's fucking been in. And he's like a 32-year-old character. Iron Fist. I said Iron Fist. Jessica Jones, a whole nother mess of shit. Jessica Jones was basically not really known to anybody except adults, because her comic was adult orientated. Like they wouldn't even put her ass, like she wasn't even put in like the fucking, regular superhero shows unless it was her alternate version of herself. So like all bullshit aside, fucking I can't front. Like they can take characters no one knows on a popular level, and they're also characters people who have been anticipated by comic book fans, or characters people love from the comic book. Legion has one of the most successfully rated shows of the year it came out, and it's only 8 episodes. And still to this day, they say, oh, it's an X-Men? Which one is it? Professor Xavier's son. What? That's how it is. That is how it is.
Okay. Duly noted.
So yeah, we know Disney can piss magic on anything. And they could easily fix the mutants. Because first off, half the people that worked on the Marvel movies only made those Marvel movies because they couldn't get a hold of the mutants. So imagine how wet their dicks are right now. Not as wet as mine, though. Anyways, so
Mm-hmm.
like you didn't see that coming. Anyways, so excuse me. Yeah, I think it's only temporary. They will slumber temporarily, but like the phoenix, they shall rise. Yes, I know, terrible pun. Fuck you.
Mm-mm.
Anyways, all right. Let's go into topic 3. Yeah, he fucked that one up. All right, so topic 3. We are currently entering an era where legislative branches are more interested and are actually getting more involved with everything surrounding digital interactive media in good ways and in bad ways, depending on how you look at them. Here's one thing that has always remained forever out of reach, at least for United States of America citizens. You do not own the games you play. You are renting out a license that could be revoked from you at any point in time by the creators of the game. And not even really the creators, the company that had people make the games. What you actually own if you own a physical game is the piece of shit plastic the disc is on. And when it's digital, you don't own shit. You have a license to play the game on that device with your account, which could be revoked or removed at all the company's discretions. They actually don't have to explain to you shit. Now, let me ask you guys, since there's more involvement these days, do you think there's a chance that we may end up in a situation where legislators actually do like a lot of other countries or a few other good countries and say that if we bought it, we do own that media source or we own that electronic device that has the data on it? Why or why not, Mr. Mayfield? Romulus, you should already be typing your question.
You mean typing response?
Oh, yeah. Answer, typing your response.
Um. This one I'm kind of confused on, and the only reason I'm confused on this is because aren't these legislators the exact same people that said video games are considered bad for you?
Yeah, but of course it's because they were being fed bullshit information and also they're so goddamn stupid they'd rather speak about a subject without learning about it, but at the same time they were manipulated. But it's politics and everybody's flippy floppy.
Well, if that's the case, then I'm going to say, let's see here. We should own the rights to physical and digital games,
Why?
and well, last time we checked, we're the consumers. Last time we checked, the consumers are the exact same people that make sure that your company, the one that made the game, are still in good business. Last time we also checked, as the consumer, we can make or break your company and say, oh, you know what? Nah, we're not going to buy this game. And the only reason we're not going to buy this game is because you did a horrible job on it. Or we can say, we want every right to this game because we paid our hard earned money for this game to play it on our home consoles, i.e., Spider Man 2. So, with that being said, um, as a consumer, we need to make our voices heard, and the only way that we can do that is through our wallets. So basically, what I'm saying is this. As a consumer, we can go ahead and just say this. We look at the game, we'll probably rent the game, but will we keep the game? No. And the only reason that we might not keep the game is because, let's see here. It's trash. So, if it's trash, throw it out the window. If it's not trash, we get to keep it and have good, precious memories of this game from here on out, i.e., Final Fantasy VII. Great game. Everybody loves the shit out of this game. Do we have ownership of this game? Let's see. We should. Last time I checked. And let's see here.
Anyone who's got a physical copy owns it.
Which is kind of bogus, but anyway.
Wait, what'd you say? Hold on. What'd you say, Matt?
Anyone who has a physical copy of FF7 has, the game. It can't be taken away from them.
But can that be game?
Physical games can't be taken away from you unless, they send in police officers and shit. But that ain't gonna fucking happen.
Exactly. That's because it's, physical media.
No, it's because they don't want to spend the money. They could take it. They just don't want to spend the money.
Seriously?
Well, that's what this whole topic was about. What did I say? We own the physical plastic the data is on. We don't own.
We paid our good earned money for this.
Doesn't matter.
We pay our good.
They can legally go if they want it and make your data unable to be read or remove it or damage the data and leave you with that piece of plastic. That's how shit works. That's what I was talking about this whole time.
There's no problem. There's not even a probable cause for it.
Well, I mean, you would have to be a supermaster hacker that was like reverse engineering the entire operating system to a console. And yeah, they would definitely try to fuck you up for that one.
But we should hold legal rights to it. I mean, we paid the game, whether it's digitally or physically. We paid the damn game. We said, okay, we wanted to try this game out. We wanted to play it, and we wanted to keep it for our memories so we can, have something to dwell upon, for generations to come.
And they can go up to you and say, fuck you, and take your shit. By the way, just as a parable, this is why a lot of the rap game, or at least that particular genre of music, hip hop, has a long-standing streak of, after getting some money from a studio, becoming the producer of their own shit, and just letting the bigger studios handle distribution rights. Of course, they obviously get a cut off that because I think it was 2004 or 5-ish, the studios decided that mixtapes were their property. So they were going into studios that they knew where artists were recording mixtape shit, and they were actually having the police go in and raid them bitches. You could actually look it up if you wanted to. So, who owns what is a bit of a concern in this country, and that was one of the biggest times there was a corporate push to fuck with people. Because here's the thing. They were trying to bullshit and say, oh, well, they're making a profit off this. Like, no, they're not. Mixtapes are... Okay, let me phrase it. The mixtapes are recorded at no cost. They're recorded at a loss. Any and all profit that's made isn't going to the artist. It's going to whoever got that shit and sold it to somebody else. That's just one of the not most recent, but one of the epic examples of, failure to communicate or to understand each other.
But they only stepped in because there was they're profiting off of our thing.
Yeah, but there was no profit. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So, and they still went and did it.
Yeah, it was a case of
Got
bitch,
away
why you
with it.
mad?
Hmm.
That's all it was, a giant case of bitch, why you mad?
Well, that's all I got. Fuck.
Okay. Well, I guess we can get into a little bit of news topics because we're unusually fast today. Well, besides, me getting pissed off. I'm just curious, whether you guys are playing it or not, what specific characters would you love to see come in season
I
2?
haven't said my say on this
Oh,
yet.
I
Neither has
apologize.
Romulus.
I apologize. Go ahead, officer.
Yeah, you're jumping the gun here, man. So far as I see it, yeah, if you buy the game, you should have the rights to own the game. It's asinine to not. It's really like, come on, here. That's absurd. Obviously, you wouldn't have the rights to distribute the game after you buy a copy of it, but come
Unless you're
on, once you get the game, let you keep the game. You shouldn't have the rights to suddenly go in for no reason at all and go, oh, yeah, no, taking this away. Bye. That's just stupid.
Hello?
Yes?
Yeah, Woo's house.
Hell?
Yeah, I know it'll cost more, but I'm fine with that.
Okay.
No, I'll take the
He's
avocado with it.
ordering food in the middle of this.
Okay, thank you.
I believe he is.
Hey, to be fair, I had already ordered the shit. They called because they said there was an issue with my order. And I'm sure you guys have realized by now, I'm not trying to have a lot of issues today with shit that I've already paid money for.
Yeah, but you could have just put
Yeah,
yourself on mute
no,
for
I
a
couldn't.
second.
Look, okay, the way I'm set up, or Ash Dre, there's the chair, and then the microphone arm is connected to the side of the chair. So if I move or jut it too much, it completely dislodges from the chair, and something on the microphone arm or the microphone could fucking break. And also, my natural wingspan isn't long enough to get to the touchscreen or the mouse trackpad to go and hit a mute button. So I would have had to angle, get up, but also remember my phone was on silent and vibrate. So that meant, and I had no idea how long this phone call had been going off. So yeah, it was a do or die situation. I apologize. Won't happen again.
All right. So yeah, we should have the rights to just continue owning this game. They shouldn't be able to step in at any time and go, oh, no, can't have this anymore. It's ours. That's just stupid. Now, Romulus's response to this is as such. I think we should own the rights to games because with the fact that I have either pre-order one game, bought a season pass on another one, or kept a really old game going strong through the time change, it's not fair to be able to revoke some people have put money into and go into midnight releases only to be told, nah, give it back.
Fair enough. Okay. So are we missing anybody now?
Nope.
Okay. Well, let's get into the other part of that question. Uh, do you think we're finally in the era where we should go after the legislative branches of the government to try to make this a thing? Do you think we stand a chance to attack? And yes, I realize I haven't said my piece yet. And we're going to start with you, officer, since it's fresh on your mind.
Yeah, this would be a time to step in and try that, but I can guarantee you the various lobbyists will step in and whisper into the legislators' ears like Wormtongue did to the King of Gondor.
We don't know what you're
Don't
talking about.
listen. Lord of the Rings reference, man.
Okay, I forgot it was called the Worm King.
Yeah, the guy's name was Wormtongue.
Wow, that's a great porn star name right there.
Oh, god damn. But yeah,
No.
we now would be the time to do that, but just know, yeah, those lobbyists are gonna whisper into the ears of the lawmakers and say, no, 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 don't listen to them, it's bullshit. And they're gonna buy it because, what do we know about video games?
Not a damn thing.
And they're proud that they don't know anything about it.
All right. What about you, Dre?
Um, I most likely agree with Officer. Um, as a consumer, we should try to speak up, as much as possible, as frequently as possible. But knowing the government, they're gonna have some kind of bullshit ass excuse of um doing whatever the hell they want at this point. So that's really my partake in it.
It's still Hello?
We can hear you.
Hello.
You gonna verbalize your answer this time?
Yes, now I back home free time to talk.
Okay. Well, you know what the question is currently, right?
I do.
Okay. Well, go ahead and enlighten us.
Alright, so being able to lobbyize the fact that we need our license for video games, honestly, I don't know, it doesn't seem like it will go too well just because going up and trying to convince people who probably never touched a game in their life to say we demand our rights to our video games just would sound silly to them, in my opinion, because they're already saying loot boxing is gambling, which is still its own hit or miss trials because people know what they're getting into for some games. Not as bad as EA's loot boxes, but they know that to unlock stuff, it will take other stuff. Right. But also just bringing up the we demand our stuff for our video games won't go over too well because, again, they don't know what the value of a game is to people.
And even besides that, it could open up a whole other can of worms for other various media, like movies and stuff.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Did all three of you go?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna try to get this in one breath. And I know I'm gonna sound a little, backstabby, but I apologize in advance. I don't think now is the right time to go after their ass. And I do think there is something we can do but I do think there is stuff we can do to get them to have us on our games. And it's really just a case of setting precedents. There's about 13 or 14 countries where motherfuckers actually own the game when they buy it. They own it, period. They're not taking no bullshit from nobody. And there are countries where your company has to have a fucking refund policy, period. Point blank. No bullshit. You have to have a refund policy.
Well.
Which is something that a lot of people don't realize, but in America, some companies have outright bullshit and said that they don't have. One of the biggest people, at least in gaming, that did this was fucking Steam. Yes, Australia got in Steam's ass for saying that they do not have an established refund policy, so they had to pay out a grand total of $3 million in refunds. However, that's obviously a drop in the bucket compared to a company that makes billions every month, or at least close to it. but it's still precedents being set or precedents being set. I can't say that too fast because it sounds like I'm saying presidents. But in the case of the other side of this, which is government legislation, no, now is not the right time. And I'm not sure when that right time will be, for one simple fact. There is so much bullshit happening right now, not only with President Pumpkin setting precedents for fuck-uppery, but also because loot boxes is making everybody look bad and suspect right now. So if we come to them with some other shady issues, who's to say that public opinion, which, as y'all remember, not even half or barely half of the video, not even half of the population plays true video games, won't sway to automatically listen to some idiot lobbyist who got into a politician's ear who didn't really give 2/3 of a fuck. We got lucky with the Hawaii governor, because he's actually a gamer. But you got to remember, the best laid plans don't necessarily prevent. The best laid plans aren't necessarily prevented from going awry. What that means is that you could have a sound theory, sound execution, reasonably easy way to execute something. Don't mean you won't get fucked to shit. We've seen it time and time again. Look how long it's taking to get anti-racial legislation to go through. Can anybody here honestly tell me they've seen a law that says one of the two things? One, politicians can no longer legally get away with lying to their constituents or civilians. And two, a law that says you cannot hold the political power or political authority or political office if you are proven to be a racial insider, aka a racist person of any ethnicity. Can anybody? Now you see my point.
Mm-hmm.
I know it sounds pessimistic, but pessimism is the twin of realism, and I am nothing if not a realist. Okay, on to a more cheery topic. Who's got New Year's plans besides me?
I got plans.
Yeah, me too.
That involve going outside.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
you got me there.
Okay. Okay. Hell, you need to get your ass back on PSO. All these discounts and rare drop boosts and EXP boosts, and you ain't getting none of them. Anyways, and there's a new EQ where you fight a fucking dragon, so it looks even more like Monster Hunter. Ironically, Monster Hunter is based off of Phantasy Star Online. And I'm not saying it as a joke. I'm being literal.
That EQ was fun as hell, though. Because you just pick up the sword and like, oh, I'm hunting again.
Not to mention, you can
Does
pick
it-
up a sword and shield combo that only exists in that EQ, and it gives you an extra 3,000 HP, and it doubles your attack power. But you can only do 2 moves with it, but it's still worth it because you got a block that is like, it reduces damage by like 80%. That EQ is pretty nice, man.
Bonus, health,
Yup.
protective. And even if the timer runs out, you can just drop it and then pick it up again.
Yeah. And it also like turns off collision detection. But that's enough off trackedness. A little bit of last minute gaming news. What are you guys looking forward to that's coming out next year besides Dragon Ball Fighters? Because we all looking forward to that.
Didn't we already discuss this last time?
Yes, but we're doing it again because we haven't hit the minimum time mark. Said it earlier.
Ah.
Or rather, what movies are you looking forward to? How about that?
Movie.
Black Panther.
Eh,
Black Panther.
niggas. What about you, officer?
Movies for next year. Gotta be honest, only ones that come to mind are Black Panther and Infinity War.
Oh, dude, I thought you said Fetty War for a hot second. Like, Fetty Wap going to war? What the fuck?
No.
No.
Nigga, I'm gonna frag this grenade. Let me shoot your ass today. I'm gonna
Right.
hit you in that face. I could do this all day.
Okay.
Anyways, what about you, Romulus?
And just the same Infinity War, Deadpool, and Black Panther. Hype.
Okay. Well, um, all right. I'm gonna go draft up some footage. You, if I don't see y'all, you guys enjoy New Year's. Hill, I'm gonna try to do something special with you, just because. Well, at this
Ooh
point, you're
la
pretty much
la.
the old fogey at this point, so to speak. Which is ironic because now you're back to being the baby of the group. And yeah, I'll try to hit you up when I can, but I gotta try to run some errands today, cause I'm getting fucked on all sides with my goddamn money right now. So if I'm lucky, either A, I can get my first 1,000 and my regular work check in before January, and if I'm at my worst, I gotta wait till at least the 12th to get the other half of my investment agreement shit done. So I'm just like, eh, ugh.
Now,